Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the lecture series. Today we are going to discuss about criminal statistics, or we can say official criminal statistic. So this particular criminal statistic is a tool which helps criminal justice professionals. It helps criminal justice professionals to anticipate increased risk of crime, which is later followed by law enforcement agencies. So this criminal statistic, it helps to focus on a particular or a specific area and allows resources to be used more effectively. So dear learners, we have these items in our today's discussion. Under criminal statistics, we have issues and concern, where we are going to deal with introduction, application of official criminal statistic, problems and limitations, and instruments to uncover criminal statistics. Under that, we have victimization survey and self-report studies. So here, this particular unit, we will try to shed light on the efforts made by the sociologist and criminologist to make official criminal statistic much more effective. As we know that this official criminal statistic is not at all effective, or we can say it is defective also. So official criminal statistics, they are the information collected by the government agents such as police, law courts, and the correctional services. So now we have very important point to discuss here is application of official criminal statistics. That means where do we apply criminal statistic, and what is the significance or role of official criminal statistics. So this particular criminal statistic, it gives a profile of who usually commits a crime, and it tries to inform, or it tries to share the knowledge, or it tries to update the people via the mass media like newspaper, radio, and television. And this criminal statistic, it helps the lawmakers to review penalties with a view to bringing them abreast with modern times. That means it also helps the lawmaker to review the penalty as according to the time. So that means the penalties should be updated on the basis of criminal statistic. It also helps comparison with the police clear-up rates. Clear-up rates means in a particular police station or in a particular region, how many cases were registered and how many cases are cleared up. Cleared up in the sense, how many cases are solved. So it helps by understanding the clear-up rates. It also exhibits the index of police efficiency. So whether the police is efficient or not, so the clear-up rates will show, right? So here, finding the extent of criminal activity in a given country with a view to establish the trend of crime compared with previous year. So sometimes what the researcher or the people dealing in or the professionals in criminal justice system, they try to use the data, try to use the criminal statistic, official criminal statistic, to understand and to see or to establish the trend value. That means they will see the trend from time to time. That means what type of crimes were there in previous years and what type of crimes are there in the current year. So it may take the trend value. It may take the trend value. That means it will take the trend of 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years. So if you want to know about trend value, you can just listen to my lecture on time series. Okay, so it helps for comparison. Then we have one more significance of official criminal statistic, that is planning and administrative tool for the police department. So it helps planning and it also helps the administration for the police department. So what are the problems which are associated with criminal statistic system? So we know that it is important, we know it's a tool, we know the significance of criminal statistic, but where the problem is or what the problem is. So problems associated with official criminal statistic here is, according to Harlambos, official criminal statistics are a tip of iceberg. They only represent 10% of the total crime that takes place. So the official statistics, what we see, the criminal statistics, they are not the true picture of the crime rate or the increase or decrease in the crime rate, because it only represents 10% as according to high numbers. So it serves like a tip of the iceberg. So there are reasons why there is less reporting, So for that, you can also follow my lecture on rape, where we have even the reasons for less reporting or lack of reporting on different crimes. There are some limitation of official criminal statistics. It deals with the reporting. Suppose if the victims, they do not report the crime, it will definitely affect the quality of official criminal statistics, right? The public views of the frequency and gravity of crime obtained from the mass media may be seriously distorted. So there is a distortion. That means the data is distorted. That means what we see in the official crime statistic, they are not the true picture. They are manipulated. That is a manipulated information. Some serious crimes are not reported. As I've already said that there are a lot of crimes which are not reported, and usually the most serious crimes, they are not reported because the victim lacks willingness to report. That means the victim himself or herself do not go and report. We have some examples also which will clarify this particular point. Like victims of rape and wife bashing, they rarely report. And as far the rape is concerned, there is a complete lecture on rape you can follow to have better understanding about this particular concept. So here there is systematic bias in favor of powerful in the application of the law. So the powerful people or people who are affluent or who have high position in the society, they manipulate with the legal system, in the sense the cases are not recorded at all because of their influence. So as we were talking about lack of reporting, adding to the same point, some victims may not realize that a crime has been committed against them. So sometimes the victims, they are victimized, but still they are unaware. For example, children who have been molested by their close relative, though they do not like, but still they do not understand whether it's a crime or not, even if they are not appreciating or they get irritated or get annoyed, but still they do not know how to report. So witness would not like to involve themselves in the long process of the law. So even the witness. So the law requires evidence. The law requires the witness. So sometimes not only the victim, but also the witness. Also the witness would not like to involve the long process of law. A man may be scared and embarrassed to report that he was robbed his money by a prostitute. So see here, there can be an incident where a man is being robbed by a prostitute. Will the man go and report to the police? Will the man go ahead with the legal procedure? So these are the things which affects the criminal statistic or official criminal statistic. So just before winding, let us have a look at the last slide. So official criminal statistics should be used with a great caution. Criminologists develop two instruments to uncover the extent of crime in a society. So we can use two important instruments to uncover criminal statistics. So these two important instruments, they are victimization survey and self-report studies. So these two methods or these two instruments, they will help to get the true picture of the crime rate. So as far the victimization survey is concerned, here the victim, it is a survey method that asks a sample of people if any crime has been committed against them for a period of time and whether or not they have been reported to the police. So here the researcher goes to the field, he takes or he draws a sample, he or she draws a sample and try to seek information about any criminal activity or whether they were involved or they were affected by any criminal activity. And if they were affected, did they report or not? So this will also helps to collect data for criminal statistics. Along with victimization survey, we have self-report studies. So under self-report studies, we have unofficial criminological surveys of individuals who may or may not have engaged in crimes. So it is not necessary here that the person involved in this study should have involved in the crime. He or she may or may not have involved in crime or engaged in crime, but still they are considered for the sake of study. So it's generally administered to the juveniles who are accessed through schools or correctional institutions. So in juveniles, usually the juveniles, they are considered for such type of research or such type of data collection. And usually this particular method is applied to the students pursuing their school education or the correctional institutes where the juveniles, they are maintained and they are tried to correct. So here, let me wind up with our today's lecture on official criminal statistics. If you have any doubt, any question, or something to discuss or debate, you can write in the comment box. Okay. So see you in the next lecture. Thank you one and all.